Well, Jim, a point. Do you feel you should have had more today?
Yeah, during the game I thought we created enough momentum, enough pressure and opportunities to score a goal, and some really good chances. And looking at the stats, I think somebody said we've got 19 chances, they had 3. We had plenty of set plays, so yeah, disappointed we didn't at least capitalise with 1 goal.
Having said that, their goalkeeper has had an unbelievable game today, hasn't he?
I don't know, like I said, he's done well for them. I'd have to have a look at them to see whether they're good saves or routine saves. But yeah, no, I think the game plan was good. I thought we showed a certain amount of energy, but we just got a couple of players who are not firing on all cylinders, and that's shown at the top end of the pitch.
John Marsden, you brought him into the side today. I thought he put in a real good shift for you today, but then you made a change as well. Tell us about the thinking there, and Sefton playing deeper as well.
Well, John's trained well. I mean, I can't go through everything we did in training this week, but we know what Chorley are all about. So we worked on our shape, we worked on the tactics within that, we worked on the individual roles, the battles that were going to be in the game, and we worked a lot on set plays. You wouldn't think it from today, and John was probably the outstanding right foot technician. He's trained well, and so I felt it was a chance to give him an opportunity. And to be fair, he had a couple of chances first half. He'll be disappointed with them because the John Marsden last season perhaps would have put them away, and he would have justified his spot in the team. So we used Jimmy Ball in more of a holding role with Lewis, and but we still had that little bit of physical threat there. So, but second half I felt that Sefton looked tired. Danny looked a little bit disjointed from him. So I felt with Blakeman sort of just sitting there, I thought well, we could get away with Sefton just dropping in and keep 2 lads high up the pitch, but but they zoned out a little bit, but you could see the threat they had. But I think in large parts of the game we didn't know how to put them in. Some really poor service they had, and they weren't really put into space. But when they were, obviously we had great opportunities. They had to foul us. Certainly Kane got fouled twice by I think the same centre back. The referee only gave him 1 yellow, but the other one was even more clear cut. He's just put it past him on the edge of the box in on goal, and the referee's not given a yellow card for that.
And potentially goal scoring opportunities, so they could have been straight reds.
Well, I think maybe that rule's come in since the referee started refereeing. But there was a handball in the first half. There was a
nasty one on Mark Ross later on.
That's a certain red. That was a really, really reckless challenge from their lads, and look, we're not going to complain about referees. Too many. I'd have to say probably 50% of the games, 60% I've had to put a report in, because if you're scoring below 60, you have to put a report in. But I think it's a waste of time, to be honest with you, because I imagine most people just put 61. But you put feedback, you put your feedback in, nothing comes back. You just see the same people over and over again. So perhaps there's a lack of quality within that. We were at the pre-season meeting, and despite the distortion they had on the graph, you could see the standards were going down. So like I said, we shouldn't expect any more, because if the standards are going down every year, why do we expect this year to be any better?
Is there a frustration today? It's a missed opportunity when you look at the fact that nobody in the top 5 actually won today.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity, and like I said, it's the status quo, if you like, is still there.
Yeah.
It's everybody probably thought today's results would be critical and determined. They'll probably be pleased that they're 4 points ahead of us, and other teams have dropped points and things. But from our perspective, I think we did enough today to win the game. So in terms of momentum, we've got back to that energy and work. I think the players know after the work we did on Tuesday and Thursday, probably let me down a little bit, because I've got people sending me notes at half time. Elf 10 rows behind me saying I should put Lewis Montrose up front. I've got fans behind me telling me that I should be putting people at the beyond the back post. We work on certain things, and we have players who are skilled for their jobs. The ball should be delivered in the centre of the goal. That's where we've scored our goals. Just above the near post man. Jimmy Ball scored from the near post. Clarkey, Smalley, the ball scored from within the frame. The ball's got to be delivered there. The quality from set plays was again disappointing today. We've obviously used Daniel Lloyd. First one was decent, then it deteriorates. John Marsden, first one was decent, then it deteriorates. Corners are going beyond back of the goal. The lads know we've practiced really hard on them. So, but I'm disappointed in terms of the fact that quality that we do have that we didn't show. And I think that I'm not asking the players to play beyond their ability, but I've seen them deliver much better quality than Danny Lloyd, John Marston, players of that ilk. I think they're better players than we're seeing at the moment, and when they recover their form and start striking the way that they were previously, then we'll have a team to be reckoned with.
Having said all that, I mean, I'm thinking to last week against Kidderminster, this week against Chorley, all sides that are going to be there or thereabouts. If you are to meet any of these teams again later on in the season, you must be full of confidence because you've given them both a game.
Yeah, but look, the results are, you know, if you look at Chorley, if it was home and away, then we'd be through to the playoff final. Kidderminster, not so quite. Halifax, it would go to extra time. Salford, we don't know. It depends on how we do in a couple of weeks' time. So that's assuming that's the pecking order of the teams that be involved. But we need to forget that. Yeah. We need to concentrate really on Curzon, then Salford, and then the other 8 games that are going to come. We set ourselves a points target. I want to quickly get to 60. We had 2 home games that we were hoping we could get maximum points and get to 60 and then kick on with the remaining 8 games. So I think we just got to keep moving forward and like I said, perhaps have a little step back, maybe to give ourselves a little bit of a mental break and physical break, and then re-energise ourselves and come back again. And like I said, the quality's there. We just need now to step up our game. We played well today and deserved more out of it, but if we had played our best, I think we could have won that game very well.
Off the pitch, are you still busy in terms of the contract offers to existing players, in terms of signing new players as well? Are those things that we might see some movement on in the next 7 days or so?
Yeah, I believe there's a players fund that's been made available. I mean, obviously they've been trying to, there's been some fans who really support the club. There hasn't been a great need for it, but obviously with us having 2 or 3 weeks to go before the window shuts, it's nice to have that little pot come in, and the board have been great. If I've asked for a player, I've asked for a little bit of support here. They're supporting it. They know how that if they back me and we deliver on the pitch, the fans ultimately are paying for it because they're the ones that are putting the money into the tills. So everybody's playing their part at the moment in terms of creating the momentum. We have been speaking to players. I think we are perhaps a midfielder. We've searched all season for the quality up front. Yeah. It's difficult to get that. But
especially at this stage of the season as well, isn't it? Who's going to let a 20-goal a season player go?
Well, I mean, like I said, there's been players out there, but they command high prices. And from our perspective is that we've got one of the best goal scorers in this division. We had in Danny Lloyd, we had one of the best goal scorers at the end of last season. So we haven't unfortunately been able to see the best of the likes of Adam Thomas and other players. Jimmy Ball's chipped in with 6, and we've got, when our set plays are good, our centre halves are chipping in. So there's goals in the team. No, there wasn't a goal today, but there's goals in the team. But the work ethic and the organisation of players means that we've always got a chance of winning games. I mean, obviously we disappointed ourselves a little bit last week with losing our good away record. But like I said, we've lots of positive results, and like I said, we know this is going to be a tricky period, and the main thing was that we came through this period gaining points, taking points off the other teams in the playoffs, and then, like I said, really step on our game up and capitalise the opportunity to beat the teams that are below us.
Well, you're no worse off than you were at 3 o'clock today, and also Curzon to come here at Edgeley Park, and that's going to be a big occasion for you as well, isn't it? They're all like, they've got to feel a cup finals at the moment, these games, aren't they?
Yeah, I think you can feel that tension there. The fans are, were great, apart from the odd, critical one. But the others are there, and they know that their job is to support, and they try to. The players give them a lift, and they get going. And for about 20-25 minutes in the second half, you could feel there was a bit of momentum created by the fans, and they get energised, the players. So that's great. Obviously, it's a cliche to say every game is cup final, but the mentality that this experience that we're going to have over the next 10 games is going to really stand to us, because we need to draw on the. If you like, the importance of every goal, every win, every point, and then remember that when we start the season, because back at day 1 and the last day of the season, every point is massive. Every shot's got to be on target. Every set play's got to be good, and the more efficient we get, the more points we'll collect, and the further up we go on the league table. And like I said, we're very much in the hunt. We're in a great position for when we start the season. We would have probably took this with a fairly new team coming together. Like I said, we've got momentum, so now we've just got to step up our game a little bit to where the standards have been, and I think we'll be fine.
In terms of Kerrs, and they surprised you at all? John Flanagan's got a really good side there at the moment, hasn't he? Warburton's gone back there as well, which has really strengthened them, I think, hasn't it?
Yeah, like I said, some players, a hotter environment at Salford, lots more demands, and we've seen that with players that have come to us. There's a real expectation and there's real competition for places. I think Kerrs and they'll probably be a little bit disappointed with their season, because I know we're speaking to John pre-season, he was hoping to be a little bit higher and kick into the top 10, but on his budget I think they're doing fine. Like I said, they've got some good players there, and they play a good brand of football. They take care of the ball well. Every game's tough. There's teams that are going to be desperate for points. There's teams sat mid-table who probably get relaxed and can enjoy their football a little bit more. So they're all different challenges. We just have to prepare well. It's great that we've got a full week to prepare for this game. No injuries despite some of the challenges today. So like I said, we'll dust ourselves down, work really hard Tuesday and Thursday, and like I said, just looking to put right the little bits that we're missing today that would have got us maximum points.
Just finally, I've got to ask you, I've seen, you mentioned Adam Thomas earlier, and Adam Etches as well, running around the pitch at some pace before the game today. Those two, any nearer? We're going to see them before the season ends, do you think?
I think with Adam Etches, there's a bit more consolidation needed in the bone.
Right.
And obviously we have to get the all clear from the specialists. With any bone, there's a certain period of growth and there's a period of consolidation. He's been heavily involved with Nick Donnelly. He's done a great job, and he's started to do the technical work with us, so it's great to see him back in amongst the lads. Statistically, he's stronger and faster and jumps higher than he did before he was injured, and I think we need to see Nick Donnelly do something similar with Scott Duxbury. And that goal perhaps sort of emphasised the need to get the balance in training between the quality physical work that needs to be done and the footballing side of it. Adam Thomas, obviously, it's all about the fibres that have replaced his anterior cruciate, just building and growing and strengthening, and that's a period of 7 months. So he's a little bit further down the line. I'd like to see both of them before the end of the season, not for us, but more for them, because I think it'd be a massive boost for them to be involved back on the pitch and letting people know that they're fully recovered. So, and got a healthy squad because we've got players, sat in the stand, and we've got other players who are out playing games. So, there's probably one area, maybe a midfielder, that we're looking to strengthen, but we've got some depth, and we're in a good position going into the final 10 games.
Great stuff. Well played today.
Thanks so much.